Let's talk about how to pass the ACOM video interview. What's up guys, it's Mike from Job Ready English, here to help you get hired. Here we are in another Pass the Interview video, and today we're going to be talking about the engineering giant ACOM. We're going to break down in this video 5 fast facts about ACOM that you can use in your answer, why do you want to work for ACOM? We're going to talk about their entire recruitment process that we have learned from publicly available sources and what candidates have reported in the last 6 months. Then we're going to talk about the most common interview questions that were asked, and next we're going to talk about a quick fire round. We're going to deal with some other questions that came up which we thought were a bit weird or unusual or could potentially catch you out. And as ever, I'm going to be reading from the research note that we've compiled for ACOM. You can grab this research note as well as a heap of other resources, everything that you need for a simple 3-step system to massively increase your chance of success for passing your ACOM interview, and you can grab it down in the description of this video below in the ACOM Pass the Interview pack. So check that out if you want a copy of this and much more. So let's get into the video. Here's 5 fast facts about ACOM. ACOM was officially founded in 1990 after a merger between 5 different entities. ACOM was named one of the world's most ethical companies in 2021 for its commitment to integrity and making a positive impact by Ethisphere. ACOM has one important goal, which is to leave a positive, lasting impact on people on the planet by delivering sustainable legacies. ACOM has over 50,000 employees across the world, and they have 6 core values which define their company: safeguard, innovate, collaborate, deliver, sustain, and thrive. So let's talk about the process for recruitment for ACOM. As ever, I know that we're joined from people all around the world, but we tend to concentrate on the UK and candidates reported experiences from the UK because that's where we are. So generally candidates said that this lasted around 6 weeks. They had to do 1 online test, which is an SJT. They were then asked to complete a video interview which lasts around 20 minutes. So we reckon this is about 5 or 6 questions maximum, and you're then invited to an in-person interview with 2 employees from ACOM, and that's the whole process that you can expect to go through with them. So we've got 6 most common interview questions asked. So when we research the interview questions for any company, we use trustworthy, publicly available sources. We looked at what candidates have said that they were asked. We don't go back any further than 6 months from the date of the video when we're going to produce it, and we then tally up questions which have come up at least twice, and then we list these out as the most common interview questions asked, because we think if they've been asked multiple times before, the chances are pretty good that they're going to get asked again. Question 1, why do you want to work at ACOM? So when thinking about any kind of why do you want to work for this company, what you really need to do is just put together some key facts about the company. Now this could be revenue, it could be other finances, could be projects, clients, corporate sustainability projects, it could be ESG initiatives. Whatever it is, you want 5 or 6 key facts. We're shooting for about 2 minutes for your answer. And when you're putting together these facts, what I want you to think about is don't just read it out like a shopping list. So there are 6 reasons I want to work for ACOM. 1, blah. 2, blah. That's quite boring and it's not particularly interesting. At least 1 or 2 of these facts, try and link it back to something that you believe. So for example, if you're particularly passionate about the environment, you can say, well, I think it's brilliant that ACOM were voted one of the 2021 most ethical and environmentally sustainable companies, because it's something that I'm deeply passionate about, as shown by my volunteering work for X. What you don't want to do is just to be delivering a really general answer like it's a big company, it's famous, I'd get great experience, I'd get to work with good clients, because you could really say that for any of those companies. Now of course, if you're really struggling to answer any of these questions, or you need some sort of worksheet or sample answers, make sure you check out our Pass the Interview pack down in the description below. We've got well over 100 sample answers in that Pass the Interview pack, step-by-step worksheets, a 60-minute interview preparation crash course. everything that you need to massively increase your chance of success in a very systematic way that's really going to reduce the time it takes for you to prepare and not leave you at any point thinking, well, how do I do this? Because we tell you how. Question 2, why do you want to do this role? So what is the role that you're applying for to do at AECOM? When you answer this question, you really want to be splitting up this answer into 2 parts. Both of these parts are going to come from the job description. So if the job description for the job that you're applying for is not particularly helpful, like it's not very specific in terms of 1, what would you do day to day? What are going to be your responsibilities and tasks? 2, what are the skills that you're going to need? Now, these could be hard skills. You could need a particular qualification to be able to code in a particular programming language, a particular spoken language ability, or soft skills like teamwork, organisation, leadership. Now, if you can't find a job description which really lays that out in great detail, just take your job role, pop it into Google and find a job description somewhere else. And if you're really struggling to find somewhere, then use prospects.ac.uk, which is a government website which has, I believe, well over 300 job descriptions, and they're really well laid out and really informative. Then what you want to do is the first part of your answer is going to be, well, this is what I would do in the job. And the second part is, these are the 2 or 3 skills that are really required, and this is why I have them, because I did ABC. You always want to provide an example when you say something, otherwise it's just your opinion rather than your experience. Question 3, tell me about yourself. Now, if you click on the card up above, you're going to see a link to a really popular video of ours which deals precisely with how to answer this question, and also comes with a free Tell Me About Yourself worksheet. So check that video out up in the corner below in the card. Question 4, when have you worked well in a team? Now, this is a competency question. A competency is just a skill. So give me an example where you can demonstrate that you've had this skill. Whenever you get a competency question, the first thing you want to think about is, okay, what skill do they want to know that I have? Right, so they want to know about teamwork. Then it becomes about example selection. Now, as much as possible, if you have any type of work experience, then you're going to want to pick something from your work. If not, then maybe an extracurricular activity, a club or society, or some form of volunteering. And finally, of course, you can always use something from your academics. But we want to use an example that is as close as possibly related to what we're going to be doing. The next thing we want to do is we want to use the STAR format: situation, task, action, result. Where were you? What were you doing? What did you do? And what was the result that you achieved? And make sure you put a lot of emphasis on the action that you took, the A in STAR. This is so important. And you can use keywords that relate to teamwork. So that could be good communication, good leadership, helping other people, resolving conflict. And if you don't know how to find teamwork skills, just pop that into Google and it's really easy to put a few of those into your answer. 4 or 5 should be absolutely fine. Question 5, what are AECOM's core values? Well, luckily, we've already covered this. AECOM's core values are safeguard, innovate, collaborate, deliver, sustain, and thrive. I would go one step beyond this question and just say about which of their core values really resonates with me. Which is the one that I can demonstrate that I actually have inherent in my own life. And here's an example where I can show that. Question 6, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Now, if you had 2 or 3 minutes to answer these questions, I would strongly suggest that you only pick one strength and one weakness. So the strength should be taken from the list of skills that are important for the job. It doesn't particularly matter which skill that it is, and you would provide an example where you can demonstrate that you have shown that skill. Now, for your weakness, I'm always a big fan in using a weakness that can be believable and also can be shown where you've learned a lesson. I often use the example of being disorganized. Now, of course, this is a weakness of mine. This is something that I found that as I got busier and busier with the business and filming and writing and coaching and all the other stuff that I do and managing a team, I could become a little bit disorganized. But I learned from this. First of all, I would ask members of my team for help. I have a very strict diary. I make sure that I review what I need to do the day before and make a plan for the day, and I always try to batch what I'm doing. So for example, today I'm just going to be shooting lots and lots of past the interview videos. That way I actually found that I had more time and I could be more organised. And I suggest that you do something yourself. Most people, it's pretty obvious what are bad weaknesses, but I think don't try and use weaknesses that aren't really believable. Everybody has weaknesses, that's fine. It's about what you do with them and how you learn. So finally, we want to deal with 5 other interview questions that we came across just in a quick fire way to give you an idea how to answer these. Tell me about what you're currently doing for work or study. So this is a good thing that you can talk about and also relate it to the job that you want to do. Pick out the individual things that have led you to have interest in the role. This is pretty important. Why did you pick your degree subject? People will often panic with this question, particularly if they're studying a degree subject which is completely unrelated to the job that they're applying to. What I'd say is, number one, be honest, because we all change our minds. University is a good place to do that. And also just say, well, why have I been interested in this role now? If there are elements in your degree that are not related, there's going to be something that has happened that has led you to applying for this job, and you can include that in your answer. What leadership experience do you have? Now, for those of you who've never led a team, maybe you've never led a group in your university, maybe you've never led a team at work, we all have elements of leadership of ourselves. So self-leadership is really about reaching your goals. It's about setting out your goals and doing the things that you said that you would do, whether that be passing exams or something in your personal life or something in an extracurricular activity. So that's something that you can use if you don't have an example of leadership involving other people. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? At AECOM. Wherever you're going to be within their corporate structure, that's what you want to say. A lot of times when I ask people, they're like, I don't know, I'd be somewhere else, I'd be at a different company. Now imagine if you were getting into a relationship and your partner said to you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you're like, I don't really know, probably not with you. It's not going to go down too well. Neither would it go down well in your interview. And finally, what makes us different from our competitors? This is a relatively easy one. If you just research 1 or 2 of ACOM's bigger competitors, probably Balfour Beatty and Mott MacDonald, or Arup, companies similar to that, and just see about what projects is ACOM working on that other companies aren't working on. What are their kind of cutting edge proprietary technologies that they're using? Maybe it could be their revenue. So just a little bit of research into other companies and you should be absolutely fine to answer this question. Guys, let us know how we did in this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, click like, drop us a comment down below. Have you got an ACOM video interview coming up? Have you just watched this video and it's been helpful? Has it not been helpful? What video would you like us to make? Have you watched this video and then taken the ACOM video interview? Tell us what it was like. Tell us if we were accurate or not accurate. Of course, companies' recruitment processes change all the time, but we have so much joy in helping so many people, and now our past the interview videos have been viewed over 1 million times. How cool is that? I wish you the best of luck in your video interview, and I will see you next time. Good luck.